I would like to again represent another colleague of mine from Pennsylvania, Mr. Rothfus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd also like to thank my good friend and fellow Pennsylvanian, Mr. Perry, for hosting this important discussion. And as my colleague, Congressman Dent noted, really it's Colonel Perry, who in 2008 left the comforts of our country to serve in Iraq, and also his chief, Lauren Muglia, also with the National Guard, who went overseas for our country. I rise today in support of the Pennsylvania National Guard, and in particular the brave soldiers who serve in the 1st 104th Attack Reconnaissance Battalion based in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Their future, like that of many other National Guard units across the Commonwealth, is being placed in serious jeopardy as part of the Army's most recent force structure plan. Major General Wesley Clark, the Adjutant General for the Pennsylvania National Guard, put it best when he wrote in a letter to the editor that recently appeared in one of our local newspapers, the Johnstown Tribune-Democrat, that the 1st 104th is under attack. In fact, Major General Craig's letter encapsulates this issue so well that I'd like to read it into the record now. Major General Craig writes, "Johnstown Battalion is under attack. The more than 250 members of the Pennsylvania Army National Guard's 1st 104th Attack Reconnaissance Battalion, based in Johnstown, may lose their Apache helicopters, and a number of them could be furloughed if the Army has its way. These are the same highly trained soldiers who recently returned from a year-long deployment in Afghanistan, where they provided aerial support using AH-64 Apache helicopters, fighting side by side with their active component counterparts. The Army wants to restructure its aviation fleet, divesting itself from Kiowa helicopters and replacing them with Apache helicopters taken from the Army National Guard. Consequently, the removal of 24 Apaches from our inventory in Johnstown will render the 1st 104th a non-mission capable force when it comes to defending our nation at home and abroad. In turn, the Army proposes to replace the Apaches with only 12 other aircraft, a 50% reduction in the number of aircraft that we have in Johnstown. Detrimental actions like this prove that the National Guard is still considered second-rate by the active component, despite the Guard demonstrating its competence and effectiveness over the last 11 years of war. Taking away highly trained personnel and equipment from the reserve component, which costs a fraction of what it does in the active component to operate, does not make sense for our community, Commonwealth, or country. Major General Craig concludes, "Having worn the uniform for more than 40 years, I too have been trained to fight, and fight I will for the skilled and courageous troops of our nation's reserve forces." Signed, Major General Wesley Craig, Adjutant General, Pennsylvania National Guard. Mr. Speaker, there are better options than this. Let's commit to working together to ensure that the National Guard units like the 1st 104th continue to receive the support they have earned and deserve. I thank the Speaker. I yield back.
And I thank the gentleman from